Okay, good. We're doing well so far. Carrie and I didn't end up in the same room, so. All right, we got 6 people. We're recording, so it's gonna get it'll get sent to Joy, and then we'll be living on the listserv for posterity's sake. So everybody chose the retention room. Congratulations! You want to get members to stick around, which is significantly less expensive than trying to find new people. So what are you doing to keep people to stay? How do you entice your members to stick around? Anybody have something that you feel is incredibly successful? Something, hey, go ahead, Barb.
Hi. So something that we have just started is a membership retention plan, and we've created events that we're still trying to flush out some of them, but every month some kind of event for our current members. In January, we did a breakfast in the morning for our early birds and just had bagels and coffee and sweet treats. And we did I guess I would call it a thank you. So I made little signs for every single table that had like gratitude things, and we had candy on the tables. And it was very simple and very easy to do. And we probably had 100 to 125 people show up, and it was great. I'm still hearing about it. So it's a nice, simple way to do it. Fortunately, we have a bagel spot in our JCC, so they catered it for us. It makes it very easy. And then just on Sunday, we had a huge event that it was bigger than I ever thought it would be. We had a family day at the J, and it was a tailgate party on Super Bowl Sunday. And we weren't sure if it was going to go or not. And we had over 800 people here. It was insane. And we have one of our donors owns like a rental. So we rented bounce houses and an air hockey table and a skee ball and foosball tables. And we had tailgate games like can jam and cornhole, and we had a face painter and a balloon artist and a DJ. And we were going to rent out all the food, but that got crazy expensive. So I just got soft pretzels, and we did nachos and pizzas and hot chocolate bar and things like that. And we ended up getting 60 new members that day and upgrades from camp memberships, and just had just like so many smiling faces and families and things like that. It was a lot of work. I've been working on it since probably the beginning of December, but it was worth every penny. It was worth every penny. And then in the lobby, we had some of our better, our donors, our advertisers, they all had tables if they were family oriented. And then each of our departments had a table, and they did promos and raffles and balloons and all the things. So those are the 2 things that we've done recently. I have a wine and cheese planned by the pool for the summer. Maybe there was one other, like an ice cream truck or a water ice truck, things like that. Those sorts of things.
That's awesome. We visited out in Scottsdale and Tucson in, it all blurs together now, January. And one of the things that we came back with that we started doing in January? No, I think in February. Like, yeah, no, it would have been, hang on, I gotta go backwards. So it's been a couple months. We started in November. So we started in November doing the first Friday of every month. We hand out fresh fruit in the lobby. So I hang out, and it's a good excuse to get out of the office and talk to members. And we hand out oranges and bananas because they're prepackaged. So it's like it's peeled, so you don't really have to worry about somebody manhandling your fruit. Marketing made delightful posters. So we put a poster up, we sent it on the e-blast, we put it on our Facebook page, and the response has been significantly better than what we could have expected. People love it. They think it's great. We've created this great illusion that we just continually give free stuff away. So I think the thing that's really helped with us, like you've done, is making people feel more value for their membership without necessarily increasing a significant amount of expense. Like we spend like $60 on fruit. you guys like the bagels and the hot chocolate and stuff. That's not that much. Like the 800-person tailgate party, a little bit more. Did you have it? Was it difficult getting other departments to come and participate, or you found that they were more willing to just come out and help with the
We
engagement?
have an open house twice a year, January and which we pushed it into February, January and September. And there is an expectation that it's all hands on deck. So my entire guest services team was here that day, and we had tours and board members here giving tours and things like that. So it's kind of, the precedent has been set that open houses are all hands on deck. So no, we didn't have any issues having other departments here at all.
Awesome.
Because they want to promote their programs.
Yeah.
Like the sports and rec department wanted to promote, aquatics wanted to promote their, personal training wanted to promote. We had a nutritionist here making healthy tailgate recipes and things like that.
How did you advertise your tailgate event?
We used obviously social media campaign, and then we did a postcard mailer to like 15,000 local in our local area. And we actually went to a couple of surrounding towns that we don't normally hit, and it was very successful.
Nice. All right, other folks, what are we doing for
I have to bolt out because I have a meeting that I cannot miss, unfortunately, but my member experience manager, Jackie's going to pop in, and then she's going to finish the rest of all the meetings. So
okay, thank you for sharing, Barb. I really appreciate it. That was great.
Yeah, and I really want to hear what everybody else is doing, so I'm going to have her take notes.
Okay.
So thank you, guys.
So we did something similar back in September to what Barb just said. It was our open house, one of our 2 that we do every year, but we did it as a huge blow up event, and made it for new members and for family, members that we currently have, and made it like family day at the J. And it was really successful. We had ice cream trucks, we had hot pretzels, we had pizza, make your own pizza. We did a lot. But to your point, Chris, it's very expensive. We had a donor that was very passionate about promoting Jewish family life and all this stuff. So he definitely supported it. But not something that without support like that we could do on a constant basis.
Right.
Because it was expensive, but hugely successful. I mean, I think we generated 130 new units. So it was great in that capacity. And we just had another open house in January, which is our second open house, not to that level. We did, it happened to coincide with the Chinese New Year, and in our, where we are in our catchment area, that's a huge population for us that has been starting to join. So we did something sort of a little bit around that. And it was huge. I think had 160 new units. I mean, it was a huge day for us, but we didn't have the same level of giveaways that we did in September. So I think, I forget who said it, but I think it's just about making them feel welcome and sort of engaged in their own way. For us, it was really, we did the every door direct to about 15,000 people, social media and local papers, and it was successful. We are starting a marches for members, kind of along the line what you said about your Fridays, first Friday of every month. So we're going to attempt that one day a week. For the month of March, we're going to have something, whether it's coffee and bagels or a free, towel, or I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do it, but bring a guest for free kind of thing, and see how that, because it's, we're so focused on gaining new members, obviously since COVID, as I'm sure you all are, that it's, our members are like, wait a minute, what about us?
Right, yeah.
So I will say that with new membership, it's been a lot of referrals, and we do a 1 month for every referral that is here for at least 3 months. And that has certainly been something that our current members are taking advantage of. So in this day and age, it's certainly a good value.
Yeah, we do the same thing. And specifically this month, we've had Because I think all of us, like we all have a lot of former members. So like your population of former members dramatically increased from COVID till now, as what it would be in like a normal year. So this month has been one of the few times where we've seen more referrals coming in than former members. So
Yeah.
we do the same thing. We give them you get a free month's dues, and then we started giving a $50 gift certificate here. So that way it's like you get a free month, and then I'm gonna hopefully get you to come do one of those 3 programs that I'm trying to get you to plug into.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I mean,
And
it's hard. Our biggest issue, and I don't know if you guys have the same issue, is that we want family units because that's obviously the most profitable. But we don't have our staff back in full. So the programs that we've brought back are not 100% family centric. So it's very hard to say this is what we have for your
right, because the
child,
demand's there and the supplies, yeah, that's tough.
so that's been a big challenge. We're working through it as best we can, and hopefully in the next year or two, we'll really be able to get back on board. But
And that'll help with the referrals, I feel like the successful programs, it's like they sell themselves, and the people, when they're happy, they can't help but talk to other people. Like one of the things that's worked in our favor is that the Y has really fallen off on their customer service and experience. So we have people who come to us because they're not friendly, they don't talk to anybody, and they come here and it's not like that. So it's worked in our favor, just kind of doing what Jays are known for being, and not really, it's like it's above and beyond because other people are mailing it in. So it's not really like, it sounds really terrible, but you don't have to be excellent. Just gotta be like better than average, because average has fallen so far down. And then so something else we've been doing sometimes for referrals, like 1 month we'll kind of sweeten the deal. So it's like you get the gift certificate in the free month, and then your referee gets the gift certificate also. So it's like maybe you go do a program together, and now you got a buddy, so you'll show up more often. It's like it's perceived value. It's just like, we're trying to
absolutely.
Just trying to come across as, you're getting more than what you're paying for, and hopefully encourage you to want to have people to be here.
Yeah,
Abby,
something
jump
I
in. What do you
wanted to
got?
add. Yeah, hi, I'm Abby. I'm from the JCC in Atlanta. Chris, I believe I met you when you came
Yes.
to visit. Yeah, good to see you. So yeah, I think something that we're trying to work on right now is onboarding, and how to engage members. We did have like a style bit before, and it seemed like we were like communicating too much. And now we're trying to like figure out, okay, like what's the first step, like how to engage them a little bit more. Are you guys doing mailers? Are you, is it between mailers, events, and emails and phone calls? Like, I'm curious to hear how you guys structure your your onboarding process.
And also, for another question to kind of piggyback off of what Abby asked to the group, also, who does the reach out? So like if you're doing outreach, so like let's say somebody's new, they come in, they're interested in painting classes. Is your program manager for that department reaching out? Is it owned by membership so that we make sure that it actually happens and gets done? What do you go all up to?
So
Evie?
I have found from a yes, we had the same issue where we were finding that the people, like our members, were dropping off from like what we were putting out to them, because it was just constant and so much, and especially with COVID and updates and all of that. So we have switched, and we do a lot of social media, because everyone now, more or less, I mean, you're certainly missing that older population, if you will, but it's like a quick, like, oh wait, look what's happening at the JCC, or look, and then they will come for more, or then they will look out for like we do a Y Wednesday or Y news, a Y weekly newsletter, and we've started to streamline that a little bit more so that they can focus on certain things that are really up and coming, as opposed to like the entire agency, which I think has helped a little bit, and it's definitely helped, but we struggle with the same issue. From when new members, we have an automatic welcome letter that I wrote, that's put into a system that gets automatically sent out as if it's coming from me, kind of like welcoming them, what they need to do. but depending on who it is, like I might send a more personal email with exactly what they need to do. Just based on our conversation of how they,
Mhm.
you know, when they joined and what they were asking about. They might get both. It just depends on the person, but usually it's pretty much works. I mean, we're a reservation based system through and through, so they kind of have to get onboarded like immediately. I don't know how you guys
Mhm.
do it.
Yeah, we do the same thing. Yeah, in
Yeah.
order to register for a program to get that
So
pricing, you must
yeah,
become
but
a
as
member.
yeah, but
Mhm.
as far as program, like you had said, Chris, like we can certainly help register them and get them involved, but each department really um kind of is responsible for their own program. I will jump in when it really affects membership more, like basketball leagues and things that are a little more member centric versus like programs specific that you may or may not have to be a member. So it just depends. So we're trying to get basketball really back up and running, but the problem is pickleball. I'm sure you guys are all have pickleball is huge here, and our pickleball members are crazy, and we're trying to balance time for members in our basketball gym and open play and things like that with organized recreation.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
that's what we're doing.
Anybody? How do we, Zane, Evie, Jackie, how do you get new members plugged in? How do you get them connected?
We also, very similar to Kristen, we have actually what we call an engagement series, which is all automated. So, you know, they join, they get a welcome. 7 days later, they get another automated, like, here's some extras. And then 7 days later, they get like extra, an email of extras. So that's really our engagement series. Now, you know, and again, very similar to what Kristen said, if we meet someone and they show incredible interest in something, say pickleball or early childhood or whatever it is, we also do like a personal, obviously we can't do it with everybody, but a personal phone call or a personal email or a personal connection. Hey, you know, pickleball's about to start. You said you're like obsessed with it. Here's Gina, our director, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, so we have that. And then, you know, our marketing director, she really monitors like the click rate on all of them. And I'm sure you guys, you know, all do the same thing. But you know, it's a fine line because there's also, I also want to point out that there's that person that just wants to come in and
Yeah.
they just want to go to the gym, and that's okay. And there's a lot of them, and they stay members for years and years and years. So I
Mhm.
also don't want to forget about those people. And so I'm sensitive to like the emails over and over and over again because not everybody
Yeah.
wants to be engaged, and they really are an excellent member of the JCC. So I don't know. I think it's important we don't forget about them too.
Mhm.
What
Yes,
did
And
yeah.
we
those
also just
extras
don't want to
consist
like
of?
annoy them either.
Right,
You
Yes.
know, like some
100%.
people just want to be left alone.
Yeah,
You know,
you gotta meet
like
them on their
if
level.
they keep
Yes.
if they keep getting an email or this or that, is it like too much? So it's just like you want to expose them to other areas of the J, but you also don't. You want to respect, you know, their space because you don't want to drive them out either. So I think that's the balance that we're trying to figure out. Is there, you know, we're doing the newsletters, we're doing social media, you know, all that. And we have these personal touch points every, you know, after the welcome emails, but is it too much? I think.
Mhm.
So
So
we along those lines have members that don't even want to get added to our database. They're like you said, Evie, like it's just like we just want to be here. We're members, we'll pay our dues. We'll reach out when we want information. What we did start, because we do, you know, now that we are bringing back so much programming and most of our programs have some kind of flyer attached to it, I created a like a flyer board I don't even know what I would call it. It's like, and we just constantly have like updated programs, and it's really engaged and gotten people because they didn't know that we offered, whether it's a Parkinson's program or a singles program or an art program. So, you know, and then we have new fitness classes. So it's really been engaging a little bit in that too. And then it gives you the chance to talk to them if they have questions once they see the flyer. So we've done that. I have a question. What do you do? What are the extras? Like when you say you send out 7 days and 7 days, like what are those extras? Like I'm curious what that is.
Yeah, so we tell them about, so the welcome one I think is pretty self-explanatory. Welcome, here's how you get in the doors, the generals. The second email talks about like personal training, that's an extra. Join our health center. So we have a health center where it's got steam room, whirlpool, sauna. That's an upgrade to your membership, so that's an extra. You know, join a league, you know, that's like a little extra, right? And then our third email is like, you know, you can donate because that's like an extra. You can rent our space for an event. So and then it kind of stops there. And I can send, Kristen, I can send you all those if you want to see them. I'm happy to email them all out to you.
Yeah, I would love that. I'm just curious
Sure.
because we're always finding we do that more with our people that come in to take a tour and don't convert. So we do, so again, it's not retention per se because I want to engage those people to come back. So we do something along those lines for that category. Like they go into a tour, not convert. They get an email and says, take a, you know, week trial, like basic. And then if they don't convert after that, then we say, you know, here's a discount that we're offering. You have first dibs. And then after that, we just obviously move on from them. But interesting in the way of members that don't engage in some of those extras to kind of like, you know, get them to. Definitely. That's great.
And I like that you space it out in 3 emails, because I think something that Jays suffer from is that we offer so many things that when you're new, it can almost be overwhelming. Because like, oh, you guys have that? It's like, well, yeah, you know, you cover so much on a tour that it's tough to retain all those things. So I think by like continuing to remind them, like it reiterates what you offer. So it's like, oh yeah, they do have that. Especially, you know, like a lot of people are surprised, like, oh, you're a nonprofit? Like, yes. So I think that like by mentioning that, you know, donating is an option, I think it helps to let people know that you might not be familiar with the mission or the model of what we do, that, you know, there's opportunities for philanthropic contribution also.
That's come up a lot, is that I don't think people, we
Hmm.
have people that either see us as a true fitness center or as a true community center and have no idea we're a fitness center, and the other side has no idea the programs we offer and that we are nonprofit. So it's interesting. It just came up in my we're talking a lot about it in my management team, to you know, to kind of re-engage those people, to let them know that we do, you know, we are philanthropic and, you know, we rely on them, and that's how we keep our doors open. You know, and even with so many members, like we have a lot of members that just pay their dues.
Yes.
You
But
know,
donate other
and
places, because it's like saying, like you said, they
100%,
might just not know.
Yeah.
Or nobody asked
So-
them. It's like nobody ever asked.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and it's a simple, like, if you don't ask, you don't know, you know, and
Right.
sometimes they're like, oh, you had no idea. So we started using from a donation perspective, we connected and partnered with Classy. I don't know, which is not an inexpensive partnership. However, it has been a little bit more successful because it's really like you get it on your phone. It's like a 1, 2, 3 click and you're done. You make your
Nice.
donation and move on.
I think,
which
yeah, you got to remove the barriers. Yeah. Especially.
I think we have everyone back. I hope you enjoyed your breakout time. I would like to always ensure that we have time to debrief and share with each other what might have occurred in the other rooms that we have missed. I do believe the recording function worked for everyone, so I greatly appreciate